A lot of people in the comment sections of my videos ask questions in regards to how certain things are aimbot when I'm calling them out. And I've got a video today to go through a cheat menu to explain everything. This cheat menu has got one of the biggest updates that's happened as far as I remember in the past year. And some of the features of this cheat menu are going to blow your mind. So hit that like button, subscribe with notifications on, and let's crack on with the video. So this is the cheat menu I'm talking about. It's got aimbot, anti-aim, visuals, saver, miscellaneous, lobby and settings all across the top. Now we are on the aimbot menu here. Okay, so it's got active, controller support, aim button, override active, override button, override bone, aimbot field of view, aim type, smoothing, targeting type, bone target. Now these things are wild, like the bone targets, we've seen them before, but let's just go through it a little bit now. So with all of this bone targets, that's got a drop down menu, and within that drop down menu we'll have different sections of the body: shoulder, elbow, knee, ankle, hips, chest, head, neck, all of these literally different locations. So when people are talking to me saying, well, if it was aimbot it would have locked onto the head, no, that's wrong, because of the bone target section here. And you can actually have it where it can move around depending on different cheat programs, where it can lock onto the first bone, move across to another one, and it will repeat the pattern over and over. All it will look like is like the aim is moving around, but it never leaves the player hitbox. We understand the aimbot side of things anyway, we've seen it multiple times, but even here it's got like visual settings. So the aimbot field of view circle is the circle that would be in the center of the screen, right, which is where your aimbot is active. So it will only lock on to people within that circle. And when I say lock on, that's all dependent on the smoothness and speed settings. As you can see here, it's got smoothing, and depending on the smoothness settings and the speed settings as well, and the aimbot field of view size can differentiate like how your aim will behave, whether it's a lock on and snap or whether it's a smooth process. And unfortunately, with how advanced the cheat programs are now, the smooth process seems to be what a lot of these streamers are in fact using. So as we move on through the cheat menu now, it goes over to the anti-aim section. Do you need help dealing with the stress of cheaters in Call of Duty? Try Supreme CBD. Now, but on a serious level, guys, this helps me on a day-to-day basis. It helps me get my head down at night. It helps me with anxiety, helps me with day-to-day stress. But also with their new mushroom range, they actually have plenty to offer. I use Focus, which is lion's mane mushroom, which literally helps me get up every morning and get on with my day-to-day activities. So guys, if you want to try these products, use code BBB40 at checkout to save 40% at Supreme CBD. The link's down below. Anyway, let's get back into the video. So the anti-aim section is active, right? And it's got spin bot type and fake lag active. So anti-aim is basically, this section is to help you not get shot at, right? So the spin bot, you've seen that the player just spins constantly. Apparently this actually stops aim assist from working against cheaters. And fake lag active, which causes the player to lag, right? Which makes it harder for you, if you are a legitimate player, to kill the cheater within the game because they are lagging, even though on their screen they're not, only on the other player's screen. That's as far as I'm aware, that's what that feature does. So moving over to the visuals, that's player ESP, right? Skeletons, ESP boxes, this is all the same stuff. Compass, health bars, distance, weapons, names, everything you can think of. This allows you to not only see information on enemies' whereabouts, like their location, it shows you the distance of the enemies, it can show you the player's name, it can show you what weapon they've got, their health, everything that you can think of, even to the point of where loot is, and specific loot. So if you want cash, it'll show you where that is. If you want loot crates, it'll show you where they are. There are so many different features within ESP. So wall hacks is not just about where enemies are. It's not just a player skeleton or a player box. There's so much more to it. As you can see here, you can even adjust the distance of the ESP. Now I'm explaining this, I know a lot of you guys who've been here for a couple of years or from the beginning will have seen and heard me talk about cheat menus multiple times, but this is for the newcomers really. This is for the people who don't really understand how cheats work, who want to sort, I don't know, they want to sort of open their eyes a little bit and maybe understand what's going on within the game, or within the Call of Duty community at least. So ESP distance, you could have it so that I don't know, if you run a heartbeat sensor, you could have your ESP settings set to 50 meters, and then that compass, the heartbeat sensor, is what you use to mask your ESP. There are so many different ways to do it, and this is why all these features exist. Everything that's happening within the cheats now is so that they are stream proof, is so that they can be used for players to say they are legit, but just great at the game. So yeah, there are multiple different sections of settings for distance and stuff like that. On the next one, I believe it is saver. That basically means that you can save whatever settings you set up on that day. You can click save and save it into a slot. So next time you use the cheats, guess what? You just click on it and off you go. You don't need to set it all up every time, which is ridiculous, I know, but it is what it is. Now this miscellaneous one, this is the one for me that I feel like we need to talk on today. It's ridiculous. Everything in here, this is where it gets more advanced. This is where it becomes a little bit of a piss take. Okay, so loadout name editor, that's fine. Like, that's just editing the loadout name and stuff. Loadout camo editor, which obviously can be, it's basically an unlock tool, but individually for per loadout. Exploits, now the exploit section is the one I want to concentrate on. RGB HUD, right? Super sprint, it even says in brackets it's not safe, so anyone using this will be a rage hacker, but super sprint is in fact a feature here, meaning that they can run a hell of a lot faster than anyone else in the game. Super sprint keybind, so you can keybind it to a specific thing, whether that's a button on your controller or whether that's a key on your keyboard or a foot pedal or anything. Now, more exploits is no fog, no flash, no stun, no flinch. Now, when you're getting shot at and you have a flinch, right? That doesn't happen anymore if you've got this turned on. Someone throws a stun at you, doesn't stun you. Someone throws a flash at you, guess what? Doesn't flash you. And there's no fog, right? So all of these give somebody one hell of an advantage. If, for example, you're a sweaty player, you're on a high kill game and you stun somebody and push them and they kill you, you're like, hang on, how on earth did that stun not last so long, or how didn't that stun them? It could be because of these features here, right? Long melee, fast reload, instant swap, rapid fire, third person air lock. So all of these things, like long melee means you can jump. Like, that melee lunge is a hell of a lot like longer than what it should be built into the game. Fast reload, obviously self-explanatory. Instant swap is weapon swap. Rapid fire, of course, single fire weapons turn into fully automatic weapons with that section. Third person, meaning like it goes from being what is first person Call of Duty to more like, well, they actually had the third person mode, didn't they, in Warzone 2? So it'll be like that. But there are more features, right? Field of view changes, so you can expand the field of view past 120, which is what's given in the game. Remove shield shake. Custom hit marker sound, so you can even add a custom hit marker sound, which I'm sure no streamers will be using that because it would be very painfully obvious on their stream. And then account settings here, bypass account rename for profanity, unlock all, bypass ranked restrictions. So obviously one of the features of ranked play is that you have to be a certain level on your account so that you can enter into ranked play, right? This is to try and deter any rage hack cheaters from entering, and yet it turns out on their cheat menu they actually have bypass ranked restrictions, which it's ridiculous, isn't it, really? Lobbies. Now, whilst you're using these cheats and you're trying to queue into lobbies, guess what? You can actually see the players' names who are in your lobby. Now, this goes out to legitimate streamers. This goes out to streamers who are concerned about being stream sniped. This is a big problem for you guys. This is something that will cause you a major problem, because all this will allow the cheater to do is lobby surf until they find you in a lobby, and then they will hunt you down. And I believe this is a large part of how it's happening, but also can be used to surf lobbies for bot lobbies as well, because who knows, it might actually give information on whether or not these guys are low-level players or high-level players. We've seen it with multiple different cheat providers in the past, and you can actually report them as well. Now, visibility and non-visible colors and stuff like that can all be changed as well. So a lot of cheats will show you when, like the wall hacks ESP settings, will show you when an enemy is visible and when they are not visible. So it's absolutely ridiculous. Now, with this, with the miscellaneous section, let's get back to that quickly, right? And the exploits, even here, invisible gun. Yeah, invisible gun. Like, I don't know why you would need it, but people seem to find this kind of thing funny, and I just don't get it. But the main part of this for me is all of the exploits. No fog, no flash, no stun, no flinch. These are all little small details that will allow a cheater to have an upper hand against somebody who's playing legit. So I'm hoping that this is actually give you a good solid rundown of what cheats can actually offer, right? And even going just back to the aimbot section and the smoothing and the targeting type and the bone target and aim distance and auto fire and stuff like this, right? And when I say to you that somebody's locking on, I'm not basing that on like a snap lock. I'm basing that on an unnatural mechanic and unnatural movements within the game. If you go and actually read and look at the visuals that you see while you yourself are aiming legitimately with aim assist or keyboard and mouse, but let's say aim assist for the sake of comparing it to aimbot, you do that with aim assist. Rotational aim assist can be strong. However, with the right smoothing settings and the right, speed settings and the right aim distance and things like that, this can turn somebody into what looks like, well, a Warzone pro. And that's exactly how I'm seeing these things. But let's just not forget, when you are running menus like this, you're running cheats like this, there will be small minor things that happen in the game that shouldn't happen. And by that, I'm not talking about the aim snapping on. What I'm talking about is the fact that this is a third-party program, and at some point there will be drops and dips, and that will cause your aim behavior to have these small discrepancies, and they are what I am finding and pointing out within these large streamers and other streamers gameplay. So there we have it, guys. That is literally one of the most recent cheat menus that I could get my hands on to actually go through and explain to you how they work and what features are available. So with all of the information that I've put across and with everything that you can see from that cheat menu, maybe this will open some eyes. Maybe some fans of streamers will start to think, hang on, maybe they are cheating, or maybe not. But either way, the information is here now, and it's more of a recent update. For those of you who've been here for some time, you'll have seen these types of videos over and over again. But here we are. Smash that like button, subscribe and notifications on, drop a comment below and let me know what you think. And if you want to contact me about a streamer who you believe is cheating, hit me up on Twitter at BadBoyBeeman. Until next time, I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace!